Just like they took Khabib off the airplane. Take these guys off of the fucking card.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that? Dude, honest thoughts for me, I think this main card is perfect. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Over the Octagon podcast with your host, Evan, Nick, and Joel. We are officially in fight week. It is Monday. We are officially in fight week for UFC 311 between Islam Makhachev, Armen Tsarukyan, Merab Dvalishvili, Umar Nurmagomedov, Jiri Prochazka, Jamahal, Dariush, Renata Moicano, Kevin Holland, Rainier de Ritter. I mean, that's your main card. That's a stacked main card, I think.
Pretty
great
good.
way to
Take
start
the
the
Russians
year.
out, be even better.
Oh, don't do that.
Off the
Don't do
rip.
that.
Off the rip. Did you
Don't
see
do
it?
that.
Ladies and gentlemen, he did not wait long this episode to hit it.
Don't do that.
Take them out, be even better. Just like they took Khabib off the airplane. Take these guys off of the fucking card. Be even better.
Yeah. Did you see that? They kicked him
Yeah,
off the airplane.
That's wild. First of all, let's start by that. First of all, why is Khabib Nurmagomedov flying
Frontier
Airlines?
coach. I know. I think that's
saving
crazy.
that money. He's saving that bread.
He wasn't even
bro.
flying
know.
coach. Dude was flying economy as the emergency seat.
What?
Like,
Dude,
He
I
volunteered.
respect it.
Did he volunteer?
No,
no,
so that's the
why
thing.
he got pulled off the airplane.
That's why they kicked him off
because
the
he
plane.
wouldn't volunteer.
No way. He's like, let him die.
No, they said Frontier put out a statement and said he was unresponsive. I mean,
I bet.
to where they asked him if he would help in an emergency situation. He just didn't respond. And then they asked him like a couple different times. He didn't respond. And then like basically they tried to move his seat. And that's like the video that came out that you can find anywhere on social media. Video came out. They were like, it was towards the end of that to where basically they were removing him from the plane. So they removed him from the plane. They refunded him and all of his travel companions is what the Frontier said.
Frontier, dude. That's
Man.
I don't. I've never even flown Frontier, dude.
Imagine security. Imagine how you feel if you're security during this thing. Like, I got to go tell this guy to get the fuck off the plane.
Yeah.
This guy's never lost a fight in his whole entire life.
It's
You
Khabib
know?
Nurmagomedov.
Yeah. The air
Yeah, no
marshal's like,
thanks.
dude, I can't help in this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, air marshals on the airplane, like,
What the
man,
fuck
what
is
do I
going
do?
on?
This
Like,
is
please-
the terrorists
please,
that we're
like-
looking for here.
Like, please, dude, will you please just get up? I really don't
Yeah.
know. Okay, that's fine. Just stay where you're at, Mr. Nurmagomedov. It's okay.
This guy fights bears. This gun's
Yeah.
not going to do shit.
He fought bears as a child.
I'm surprised Conor McGregor didn't make like a follow up to it.
The only thing I
Aw.
saw, the only reaction I saw from Conor McGregor was Conor followed Frontier Airlines on Instagram.
Oh my god,
Oh,
that's
what?
hilarious.
He's investing.
Conor's
Yeah.
gonna buy Frontier Airlines.
Yeah.
Number 12. Courteous.
So anyway, that happened. Ridiculous. I don't know.
That's fucking
But UFC 311, Saturday night. It's still at what is the arena? What's it called? The Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. So I think there was some worry and concern with like the fires in Los Angeles that this was potentially going to endanger the event.
Yep.
If so, Dana said he'd move it to Vegas. Nobody really knows what that means. Like, hopefully that meant the T-Mobile Arena and not the Apex.
Hopefully.
I think it was always the T-Mobile because I even saw like reports of like T-Mobile not having anything going on
Yeah,
that
I
weekend, so they were going to put it at the T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah,
But you did make
have
a
to-
good point about
you
the
have to
selling of
pay-
tickets and shit.
Yeah, you have to pay for that venue, and then I don't know if they did it early enough. For sure, I don't think there'd be an issue. I think the tickets they sold in Cali, you could offer people a refund or to take a ticket of equal value to Vegas if they
Sure.
wanted to, do that. But I don't know.
Be a lot to do in a week.
It would be. Yeah, it is. So, but anyway, it doesn't seem like it's an issue. So the fight remains January 18th at the Intuit Dome, which is the new Clippers arena, brand new in Inglewood, California. So good on it. Fires can't stop the UFC, baby.
God damn right. This is
COVID,
tennis.
fires,
Not tennis.
PFL.
Yeah. Literally,
No one can stop the UFC. Damn it.
but COVID and the fires in California, dude. Literally, natural disasters and pandemics can't even stop MMA.
It's crazy.
That's
It is.
nuts.
The only thing that can is Frontier Airlines, brother.
The only thing that can stop UFC fighters is Frontier Airlines.
That is crazy.
That should be put that shit on a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah, that should be on a t-shirt. Yeah.
Khabib's only enemy.
Yeah.
Frontier.
Khabib's only
loss.
L.
Only L.
29-1. The only loss he took was to Frontier Airlines.
All right, we gotta jump on that tonight.
That's
a
legit.
must.
Yeah.
That's a must. Haven't seen that one yet.
So, all right, man. So I went through the main card: Islam Armen, Merab Umar Nurmagomedov, Jiri Jamahal, Beneil Dariush, Renato Moicano, Kevin Holland, Rainier de Ritter. Prelims: Bogdan Guskov versus Billy Elikana. Payton Talbott on the prelims versus Barcelos. Jailton Almeida is back, unfortunately. Heavyweight on the prelims against Sergey Spivac. Zachary Reese was supposed to fight. This changed today. Yep. Breaking news. Was supposed to fight Cedric Dumas. Dumas
caught 7 felonies. Is in prison.
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Pulled out. That dude's. There's no way he stays in the UFC for long, dude.
That guy's a fucking buster, dude.
So they actually. So they just signed LFA's middleweight champion. So the regional promotion LFA, their middleweight champion Azamat Bekov. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they just signed.
Good fight to start.
They just signed middleweight champion, so he will go against Zachary Reese, who I like. Zachary Reese, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll definitely be a good fight, and Azamat could be a guy that comes right into the UFC and is like just beats the dog shit out of Zachary Reese. I don't know. We'll see. But there's
you know about them regional champs coming up.
I know.
Quickly,
I know.
Dude. It's tough.
I know, but anybody with the first name Azamat, I also know, kind of where they come from and what kind of skill they're working with, dude. And they put him on a card with Makhachev, Tsarukyan, Nurmagomedov, and Dvalishvili.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's always all wins on that end,
So then early prelims, Grant Dawson against Diego Ferreira. Carol Rosa, Aline Perez is back. The number 13th ranked women's bantamweight from Argentina, with her special celebration after each fight. She is back. Hopefully she wins. Rinya Nakamura versus Gafarov from Tajikistan. Ricky Tercios. Didn't he just fight Ricky Tercios? I swear he just fought.
Rahu Rojas.
That's been a while. Okay. And, that's right. We were looking at this card talking about it the other night. That's what I was thinking about. He's fighting Sopaj, who's the guy that got knee KO'd by Vicius or whatever the Brazilian's name is at Apex last year.
Oliveira.
And then starts off with a Russian Tagir Ulanbekov versus United States. It doesn't get any more white of a name than this. Clayton Carpenter.
Oh, fuck. What?
I mean, dude, Tagir Ulanbekov versus Clayton Carpenter.
Perfect.
That's pretty white. Francis Marshall. That's the other one. That sounds like a pretty white name.
Yeah, that is. Francis Marshall is a pretty white name.
Clayton Carpenter, man.
Yeah, Clayton Carpenter. So, I mean, dude, honest thoughts for me, I think this main card is perfect. I think it's fucking perfect. You have 2 title fights on this card that, like the bantamweight title fight just headlined the Sphere, and now it's a co-main event. I understand, like, that's Merab versus O'Malley, really.
Sure.
But
they did that. They only did that fight because of O'Malley at the Sphere. Like, if it wasn't for O'Malley, that wouldn't have been the Sphere main event. It would have been fucking Alex Pereira.
Right, so that's my point, right? So, but still, like, Merab Umar, bantamweight title, and that's a co-main. I mean, that's a fucking big deal. That's a big co-main event.
Sure.
That's a big co-main event. And then, obviously, Islam Armen, too. Obviously, they fought once before. I think this is a huge fight.
I agree.
And we'll arguably see. I mean, if Armen beats Islam, right? Like Armen beat Charles, almost got caught in a guillotine, but got out of it. If Armen beats Islam, I think whoever wins this fight just continues to dominate the lightweight division. I don't think there's anybody there right now that beats these guys. Okay. I do think this is a true champ versus number one contender.
You want to start from the top?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Islam Armen. Give me your thoughts, predictions, breakdown. What do you got?
I personally think Islam wins. I think he's unbeatable, to be honest, in his weight class. I don't really think there's anybody in that weight class that's going to beat him. I do think if Armen does somehow beat him, I don't think he beats him twice.
Okay, so, pending an immediate rematch type deal, correct. You're saying?
So, but I do think if Islam beats Armen, then Islam doesn't – I think he goes on and never loses again. And I think he'll likely retire with one loss, just like he already has now. But I think if Armen does end up beating him and they do a rematch, I don't think Armen beats him twice.
Do you think – I'll ask you a question, and then we'll let Nick give his opinion. But, do you think that Islam – has any desire to go to a second weight class before retires?
No, I think he's one of those. I think their type of people are just too humble, so they'll stick to what they have, and they'll just stay the champion in their own division. Similar to like Pantoja's doing in the flyweight. He's like, I don't really want to move up. I'm the champion of this division. I want to be the champion of this division. Type deal. I mean, there may be a chance where the UFC goes, hey, here's fucking bukus of money if Ilia Topuria, wins 5 in a row, and now we're talking about the biggest fight of all time.
So I don't think he wants to fight another featherweight.
Yeah, but I'm talking about fucking 3 years from now. Like if he stays the champ and Ilia wins, stays the champ, then you're talking one of the biggest fights in the history of MMA, or even if one weight class up, like you're talking about. But even in that one weight class up, though, that fucking title, though, there's too many there's going to be too many shifts in the next 2 years,
and
so there should be no interest for him to move up. There's no legacy there.
Yeah, well, I mean, a 2-division champion to become a 2-division champion if he could do that, but I don't know if he would. I don't think he would if it's against Bilal.
No,
I think he's already come out and said that.
Really, any of them?
I think he would. I think he would have maybe some interest in that. Who else is he going to fight? After this, who does he fight? He fights Charles again, right?
Gaethje.
No, there's up and comers in that division though.
He's never fought Gaethje. That's correct.
Gaethje would be the guy.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, we're gonna see the day where we see Paddy Pimblett versus Islam Makhachev for the title.
You think?
Dude, I'm not shitting you, dude.
Yeah, it's possible.
Watch. We're gonna see the day where we see Paddy Pimblett.
We did just
Islam
have an announcement today. Justin Gaethje. We did just have a Justin Gaethje announcement today. Joel, did you see that?
No.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you.
So I don't positive for syndromes?
Nope. Well, yeah. That we already knew that though. We already knew that.
But Islam Moicano could be a future fight.
That could definitely be a future fight.
Fiziev may finally get his run.
UFC,
I like Fiziev.
UFC 313 on March 8th. Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker.
I did not see that, but fuck yes.
What a banger. Winner gets a title shot.
Well, I think Charles is first, but brother, there's going to be some blood spilled in that one.
That is a all-time war. That should be for the BMF, dude.
Max has the BMF.
Yeah, I know, but he lost. So
yeah, well, you don't lose. The BMF wasn't on the line apparently, and if he did lose, and if that's your logic, then Ilya is the BMF champion.
He's the biggest bitch. I'm just kidding.
That's March 8th, UFC 313 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, obviously,
damn, that's a badass fight. I did not see that. How did I miss
that? Has not been announced by the UFC, but that's been announced.
You get that crazy Kev or something?
No. But so that came from the original source was Justin Gaethje himself on his YouTube channel.
Fire.
He said on his YouTube channel, he said that contracts were not signed yet, but they expect them to be signed within a week. So it's likely, like, it's pretty much a done deal.
Dude, that's legit me versus Nick.
Yeah, maybe. You're Hooker.
No, I'm Gaethje, bro.
No way, bro.
Yeah, bro.
No way.
It fits the vibe.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a banger fight. But Gaethje, we're assuming Gaethje's booked March 8th, which Islam wouldn't be fighting anyway because of Ramadan. So, yeah, Charles maybe I think is next after this if Islam wins. But Nick, what do you think about this before we get too far off topic again? What do you think about the main event?
Yeah, man, I think it's just Arman's turn. I'm not that impressed by him at all. I think Islam's in a different class than him completely, and I think Islam finishes it standing. I think he knocks him out, TKO, something like that, dude. Armen, it's his turn, man. But like he hasn't really beat much people, in my opinion. He's beaten some contenders and stuff like that, but nobody a really big name.
Yeah,
Besides Charles,
and that's recent, and Charles is he out of his prime? We don't know that yet for sure. But I mean, Islam, I know for a fact Islam is a certified banger right now, and I think he's just gonna fuck him up, dude. Early rounds, I would say second round finish.
It's gonna be hard to beat him.
I like what you said. It's just his turn.
It's just his turn in that division, dude.
I think that's 100% accurate. I mean, he's obviously a beast. He's the number one contender and arguably the deepest division in the UFC. Maybe aside from welterweight now, that's gotten pretty deep. But Armen is the number one contender. Don't want to take too much away from him, but I think you're right. Like the only reason he's there really is because like Islam's already ran through everyone. He's beaten everyone. Except for Gaethje that we just mentioned, but he's beaten everybody.
Yeah.
And so, it seems like this is going to be just kind of a replay of what we've already seen.
So you taking Islam too?
I'm definitely taking Islam.
Yeah.
There's not a world. I mean, brother, honestly.
Brother, hold on now, brother.
There's not a world in which I'm going against Islam anytime soon.
Yeah, not
me. No, fuck no.
Like I said, if he wins, I don't see him losing ever.
Yeah, I think he's already at that point personally. Like I think he's at that point where I don't think there's anybody in the lightweight division that can beat him.
Poirier had his best chance to beat him, couldn't do it.
Yeah,
and I think it's going to be just as tough to beat him. To be honest,
I agree. Yeah, I don't see it.
Because he's hard to finish, dude.
He is. Yeah, he's tough. He is tough. He's tougher, I think, than people initially gave him credit for. His gas tank is good. Like I still that ankle pick or the ankle snap, whatever that he did in the fifth fucking round, ankle drag. Yeah. Like, bro, I mean, dude, and then to immediately like hop on, and finish Poirier with the Darce in that late of the fight. I mean, he's locked in. Like that dude. Yeah, it was. It really was.
We haven't seen all of him yet either, man. I still feel like every time you watch him fight, you learn something new about him.
Sure. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. The striking, I think, still is like, I don't know that we've seen it all. Like, we watched him knock out Volk, right, with that head kick, but he's coming off, like, I don't know. It was like, that was short notice. He took it on 13 days. He wasn't even training. He wasn't in camp. He was drinking. Like, not to take away from the knockout of the victory, but I do think, like, if he knocks out Armen, then it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah. I didn't even know he could throw kicks before the Volk fight. I was like, oh, he throws head kicks? What the fuck?
True. Hey, that's
when the
true.
fuck is this?
That's true.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
It is. You know what's crazy, though? Speaking of leg kicks, I want to think about
head kicks or leg kicks?
Leg kicks. I'm sorry. Leg kicks and head kicks, I guess.
All right.
From the leg. Like, look at the one last night from Chris.
Where else are you throwing kicks from, dude?
From Saturday night, where Chris Curtis got kicked in the head. Like, and then look at the one where Volk got kicked in the head. Like, they don't even look like they really like connect that well, but they shut their lights out, dude. It's so weird how leg kicks work. Like, I went back and watched that leg kick from him the other night.
Stop saying leg kicks, dude. You're tripping me out. You mean kick. Just like,
Fuck, whatever you want me to say. But I'm
you
just saying,
kick with your legs, dude. That's how you kick. You don't need to distinguish it that it's like a leg kick.
Dude, fuck, man. Head kick. Yeah. But anyways, yes, like it's like some of that shit doesn't even need that much power, and it just.
I know the one against Volk just kind of like glanced off the top of his head.
That's what I'm saying. Just knocked him down, dude.
It's insane. I mean, you think about punching power and how much torque you can get in a punch, and then think about that with the length of your leg, the extra distance, extra torque you get in your hip. I mean, just the power that you can get coming all the way from the ground to somebody's head with a kick.
Yep.
I mean,
if
it's
you land it
fucking
right, man,
scary.
It's shin.
Right.
Shin to
Shin.
fucking head, bro.
Yep.
You can torque that, it's over with.
Well, and so there's a difference in itself, right? Like a punch, you have gloves.
Yeah.
Like there's not much. We're talking MMA. We're talking 4-ounce gloves, but there's something.
And these
but
guys,
not a kick, not a head kick.
And they harden their shins, man. Their shins are so hard, dude. All they do is kick daily, dude. It's like fucking metal cranking.
Right.
Ugh.
All right, so everybody in agreement. Everybody kind of picking Islam. I don't see him losing this. Your co-main event, which I think is probably a little bit more contested, Merab Dvalishvili makes his first title defense against Umar Nurmagomedov. Who you got?
You called it, man. I'm riding with you on this, Murky. I am.
Okay.
I'm riding with you, bro. You called it on our 2-year anniversary, and I'm riding with you, bro.
All right.
Got it.
Yeah, I think so. I still think so. I actually think so more than I did when we did our 2024 end of the year episode. I think so more now than I did a month ago. I think I do, yeah.
I don't think Merab's getting enough credit, boys. I don't think so, man.
It's not about not giving him credit.
I just want to know, like, what did you see in Umar versus Corey Sandhagen that tells you right now that he is going to beat Merab?
I don't know that I've seen something in that fight specifically. I just think Umar
Well, that would be the only comparable fight to what we're about to watch, because both of them have fought guys of the same stature, same fighting style, same technique.
Okay.
So, like, what did you see from the Umar Sandhagen fight that says that this guy's going to beat Merab after watching Merab versus O'Malley?
I got you. I think the fact
because Merab dominated O'Malley.
I think the fact that Sandhagen would be the champ if it wasn't for Merab or anybody else. I think if there was anybody else in that division that should be a champion or could be, it would be him. And I think he might be.
So what you're saying is it's because of Merab.
I think actually Sandhagen could beat Merab.
But he couldn't beat Umar either.
And I think Sandhagen could be a possible champ, though. You know what I'm saying?
I do too. I don't disagree with that.
I think he's that good. That's why him beating Sandhagen is very impressive.
Yeah, the injury Sandhagen had on his elbow or whatever really kind of fucking derailed everything for him, it seemed like. And then he had a couple like kind of lackluster performances. Obviously lost to Umar, but then like he got a win where he just kind of like wrestled and won a weird decision.
That was Cheeto, right?
It was kind of like I think he just had some lackluster performances. So my thought, Dirty, would be in my opinion, I think from everything that I've seen, not necessarily solely picking on the Sandhagen fight, but some of it, I just think Umar is more well-rounded than Merab is, to where O'Malley really isn't. Like O'Malley really is a one-trick pony. Not necessarily one trick, but I mean one style. Like O'Malley is a striker.
You're saying Sandhagen's more well-rounded than O'Malley.
Dude,
I do think Sandhagen is more well-rounded than O'Malley. Yeah, I do think Sandhagen's wrestling's better, especially after his last fight. Yeah, I do. So I guess I think wrestling is going to be very comparable with these two, and then I basically just give Umar the edge in striking, which so logically out of that. Yeah, I think Umar wins.
I feel like you're underestimating Merab's striking too, because if you go back and watch the O'Malley fight, dude, he landed decent strikes on O'Malley, who is technically an all-around striker.
But he's landing shots.
Was top 5 striker in the UFC at one time
because O'Malley is so concerned about getting taken down.
Yeah, but that eliminates that in this fight. So
correct.
Now,
so Umar's not going to
versus striking.
Right. So my point is, he hits O'Malley and lands strikes on O'Malley because O'Malley is overly concerned about getting taken down because he can't compete with Merab on the mat. So he's way more worried about Merab taking him down than he is against Merab striking. Umar is not going to be as worried about Merab's wrestling as O'Malley was. So he's
so
going
you
to
don't
be.
think Merab's wrestling is good enough to take down Umar?
I definitely do. Of course I do. Yeah. I think they're comparable. That's my point. Like, I think they can take each other down. But it's not. But once he gets him down, I think Umar can do something and either get up or get in a dominant position or improve upon the position if he does get taken down, to where O'Malley couldn't. O'Malley got taken down, and that was it. The round was over. It went on for 4 minutes. The round was over. O'Malley couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
we see a drawn-out finish, like decision, to be honest.
It could be, or it could be what we have seen against, like, with two dominant wrestlers in the past, to where they both know that, like, it's kind of, equal on the ground or in the wrestling aspect, and it becomes this weird stand-up to battle.
Sure, but then the second one of them gets caught or connected with a higher fight, it's immediate shot, immediate takedown, immediate attempt. Then that whole striking thing goes right out of the window.
What do you mean?
Like the second one of the other gets caught, they'll immediately go to wrestling for the rest of the fight.
Well, they'll try, sure. Yeah. I mean, everybody does that, though, to recover. What do you mean? I mean, that's
but I'm
obvious...
saying, like, that's how it will be with these guys. The second it happens once, it'll be like that for the rest of the fight. Like, they'll realize, okay, the other one is more powerful. Now I have to wrestle him because I can't strike. I don't want to strike with him.
Yeah, but if
So
you
we're gonna
get
wrestle
caught,
the rest of the
if you
fight.
get head kicked, and then to recover, you dive on legs.
Sure.
I mean, that doesn't mean
Like,
that
one of them's going to have to be put each other out cold to not
doesn't-
let the other
but-
one wrestle each other.
But that doesn't mean that you're instantly going to get a takedown and Merab's going to find himself in a dominant position.
No,
if he
I didn't
gets
say
fucking
that.
Clipped.
That's
right.
not what I'm
So,
saying.
right. So
I'm just saying that if one of them does get caught, you're saying two dominant wrestlers, you're likely to see a striking battle. I'm just saying the second one of them gets caught, that whole striking battle is going to get thrown out of the window for the rest of the fight, because one of them is going to say, fuck the striking. We're wrestling the rest of this fight.
I don't think the exchange goes down like that. I think the scramble leads to somebody standing up, a quick takedown, boom. They're both great grapplers. One of them stands up real quick. Now
I think we're wrestling the whole fight. I think we're about to see.
We could see
what we saw with Aljamain.
I was about to say that. Mobzar.
Mobzar. I think we're going to see exactly that.
We could see that. Yeah. And how that. So that's Merab's teammate, and he lost that fight.
Yeah.
So you might see the same thing. We'll have to see. The other thing that we haven't even mentioned yet is, Merab's cardio.
It's insane.
These fucking steel lungs that this dude has somehow.
And is this Umar's first 5-round fight, or did they go 5 rounds? Sandhagen was a 5-round fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a main event.
Yeah.
So it was 5 round. But yeah, so I mean, that's going to be a question. But at the same time, that's never really been an issue for anybody coming out of that camp. Cardio, conditioning.
True, but we don't know.
I mean, they're fucking maulers, dude. Like, they don't stop either.
Yeah, but they Umar hasn't also fought someone with the cardio and pressure as Merab, so not a lot of people do, because Merab has one of those cardio pressure wrestling that's unlike really anybody in the UFC.
He's a one-on-one. Yeah, he's one-on-one, I feel like, as far as that style is concerned. I mean, it is crazy. Umar is a minus 325 favorite.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, Islam's a minus 380 favorite.
That's more reasonable, in my opinion.
For sure.
But so Umar's a minus 325 favorite. Yeah, that's steep.
That's fucking steep, man.
That feels weird to me.
Yeah.
Now, like, there has been some stuff being said, like Merab feels like there was some stuff he felt like he got pressured into this fight.
Sure.
And like I kind of told you before when we talked about this, that felt like to me that they were like already building in these excuses similar to how Aljo did with O'Malley the first time. You know what I mean? Like he was hurt. He took
but the same could go both ways with Umar saying that he's injured.
Agreed. Totally. Yeah. Well, that's still wild to me, and the weirdest thing ever that he says he had a fracture in his arm, but now he's like good. I don't That blows my
All of
mind.
that is sketch.
Yeah, that is super.
Completely.
But so either way, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like minus 325. Like I feel like the books are cooking something.
What do they know, man?
They're about to fucking cook everybody for putting Umar in a parlay is what they're about to do. Because Merab's going to walk out there the fucking champion. That's what's going to happen.
You think a ton of people are putting him in a parlay at minus 325?
Dude, you know those fucking rats out there are going to be like,
and if that's the case, why would no, dude? That's not how that works.
Yeah,
they're not going to put the guy that they think is going to win as a minus 260 or a plus 260 underdog. That's free money is what they're giving you if that's what they really believe.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So people would put Umar in their parlay. And then the books would, and then Merab would win, and everyone who put him in the parlay would lose, and then the books would be banking that money. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, so you're still hard stuck on Merab, obviously.
I think Merab wins, man. I really do. I don't think this is the last of Merab. I think we're about to see.
No, of course not. Nobody's saying it's the last of Merab.
Well, if Umar wins, then everybody's going to be like, no one's going to beat this motherfucker. Everybody, he's the best. He's the best. No one's going to beat him. He's the next fucking Khabib.
Yeah, well, that's just because of his last
Dick
name.
Ride City, dude.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So I'm just saying, I think Merab wins. I think it kind of silences some folks a little bit and puts a little perspective on the fact that Merab is actually good. And he's not just a fucking one-trick pony and beat Sean O'Malley, who is legitimately a one-trick pony.
I don't think anybody thinks that, though.
I think people do. I really do. I think people really are overlooking Merab's skill level just because he has only beat O'Malley, and O'Malley just looked really bad.
He hasn't only beat O'Malley, though.
I'm saying, like, for the title.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it's his first defense. I mean, he arguably has... what's a harder first title defense? Him versus Umar or Topuria versus Max Holloway?
Both are tough.
Topuria versus Max Holloway, probably.
You think that's a steeper first title defense?
Yeah, because of the veteranness of Max Holloway by far, yeah.
And then him coming off to win at 300 and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't think the UFC likes Merab, man. I don't think, like, for popularity and stuff like that, they don't want to market him.
I think it's vice versa on that one, too. I don't know if the UFC likes Umar.
I don't know. I think there is a weird thing with like the Merab and Aljo thing. Like that
is true.
I agree with Nick. I think there's some weird like bad taste in the UFC's mouth when it comes to Aljo and Merab for some reason. It feels
weird.
Like
and
they
did beat their pretty boy. You know,
right. He kind of spoiled the next big star. Yeah, I think there's something there. Like I think if they could do everything they could to get a Merab loss, they would.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening right now.
That's kind of what I think too. I think they're trying to like make this shit happen as soon as possible. Give Merab, but I'm
rooting for Merab. I don't want to see Umar win. I'm rooting for Merab.
What I as a fan, like who I would like to see. Yeah, I like Merab. I have no issue with Merab.
Merab's fan appearance is better. He's a better champion as far as the fan base will go. Umar is just going to be so reserved, and he's going to be a boring champion, man.
Maybe. I mean, maybe you could have said that about Islam too. Like people just didn't really know a lot about him until he became champ. Now look at Islam, dude. Islam's hilarious.
He's so funny, man.
Yeah.
I love him more and more every time.
You know what I mean? Like I just think we don't really know much about them. Like you don't really know much about them until they get into the spotlight, and then like all of that stuff kind of starts coming into play. But we'll see.
Yeah, who knows? All right, let's get off of this fucking.
Yeah, so Jiri. So rounding out your main card, you have Jiri, Jamahal Hill. I hate to say it, but I think Jamahal Hill wins.
What?
No, I'm not picking.
Oh shit, that is wild. Okay, explain yourself, Murky.
I just think he's going to catch him. I think Jiri gets caught way too often. He's been able to like pull some shit out the fucking fire against, lesser opponents. Jamahal Hill is great boxing, dude. It's clean. Like his shit is crisp and technical. Like
but you got to get inside someone to box. Yuri is
right.
long and
Is
lanky,
weirdo.
dude.
He's a weirdo. They're both big boys, dude. They're both long. I mean, they're it's not like Jamahal Hill's a short light heavyweight,
long, bro. Fucking fat.
Nah. I mean, they're both. They both have size. I see the point. Like Yuri is kind of an unorthodox, I guess is what you would say.
Yeah,
like
his bouncing style is very weird, and it'll fuck. I think it's gonna fuck up Jamahal Hill. Yeah,
Jamahal Hill has not fought since
getting knocked.
When?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think so.
Or has he fought since then?
No, I don't think.
No,
he fought
correct. He has not fought since he lost and got knocked out at UFC 300.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's taken a good amount of time off, but
Yuri fought twice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be an entertaining fight. I think we can all admit on that. I think this one's going to be it's going to be banging the whole time. It's what we want,
I think Jamahal Hill is going to be the fucking Johnny Walker of the light heavyweight division again.
I'm not mad at that.
He's going to be the new Johnny Walker. Because if there's a second there where Johnny Walker went on like a three-peat and everybody was like, oh, he's next in line for the number one.
And then you just watch him get knocked out.
And then he went fucking three-piecing in a row, got knocked out 3 times in a row. Now he's out of the picture.
I was one of those guys, man. I like Johnny Walker.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad prediction. That's totally possible. Like, he got knocked out by Pereira. If we see him Saturday get, like, viciously KO'd by Jiri in some weird way that, like, is totally possible. Yeah, man. I mean, it could be a weird skid. You know what I mean? It could be a weird skid for Jamahal Hill.
Yeah. I think that we could see that happening, boys.
Yeah.
I'm predicting head kick, TKO.
See, I was thinking elbow.
Oh,
ground and pound elbow?
Nasty.
Nah.
Or like a front elbow. Like a
spinning back elbow.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
That'd be crazy, too.
I mean, like,
that's some weird shit Yuri would do, too. Like a spinning back
100%. And, like, Jamahal, like, you see how, like, if he's able to pressure Jamahal Hill and get him backed up a fence like Pereira did, to where Jamahal Hill just kind of freezes and like in a boxing stance, like, and then like, you throw some kind of feint, you open him up, and then that thing's fast. It's coming.
See, I love Yuri's fighting style though, because he like bounces in. He'll like bounce in, punch, bounce out, bounce in, punch, bounce out, and like Jamahal Hill, he's trying to like, he's trying to like do combination. It's like Yuri's just bounce in one, bounce out, head kick. Leg kicks, like he'll bounce in, bounce out. Like for him to get caught, it takes like what Pereira did. Like Pereira had to head kick him, or he had to catch him in a weird position on the ground to like, ground and pound him. But I don't know. I just don't know if Jamahal Hill's fighting style is going to beat Yuri.
Yeah, you may be right.
If he does, dude, it's with Buckley running in left hook, like one of those that a lot of people are doing now lately. It's when you're just running in and you swarm him with a big hook.
Jamahal Hill's not doing no.
That's how
we'll have to see. We'll kind of have to see how Jamahal Hill's defense looks against how weird Yuri is. Yeah, like I think you'll be able to tell who's gonna win in like the first minute. That's really what I think. In like the first minute of the fight, if everything Yuri's doing, if Jamahal Hill has like really clean defense, like almost like a Sean Strickland-esque performance kind of deal, you know what I mean?
That ain't gonna work against Yuri, dude.
Right. So like if he's able to like have this real solid defense, then obviously he's gonna win. But if he has trouble dealing with how unorthodox Yuri is, it's gonna be a fucking long night, bro.
Sure, I agree.
It's going to be a long night. All right, so then you have...
I think this one's across the board.
Beneil Dariush, Renato Moicano. Yeah, I mean, I definitely... I have Moicano in this.
I think if you told me this... If you sent me this fight 2 years ago, I'm taking Dariush. But
for sure.
At this point in Dariush's career, I think it might be into the road for him. Or, he's kind of that... I mean, but then again, dude, he's kind of like the gatekeeper at that 9 spot, dude. He's kind of fluctuated.
Yeah, Moicano feels like the guy that just breaks through it, though, doesn't he?
He does. I agree. I agree with that.
Moicano's on a 4-fight win streak currently. Dariush obviously is 2-2. He's and on a 2-fight skid at that. But those were against his 2 losses were against Oliveira and Tsarukyan.
Tsarukyan, yep. And then before that, he had beaten Matthias Gamrot. So
Right, he
that's
beat
a huge
Gamrot.
win, dude.
Right, he beat Gamrot and he beat Tony Ferguson, obviously.
yeah.
But that was back in 2021, so that wasn't quite as horrible of a Ferguson as we've seen.
No,
more
that's like if that
recently.
was like I said, if that was back in that day, I'm taking Dariush.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
for
think
sure.
Moicano, I think you're right. I think this is the fight where he breaks through the top 10, gets through Dariush, makes his name, probably gets a fight like hell. He might get the winner of Dan Hooker, Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that's fun.
Yeah,
God,
that's a
fun fight.
very good. That's a very good fight to look at.
That's a very fun fight.
Or hear me out. BMF, Max Holloway, Renato Moicano.
That's a dirty fight. That's a badass fight, dog.
Possible.
You got a fan guy like Moicano with a good mouth. He gets on there and says, "Give me the money. Give me the fucking BMF title versus Max Holloway." Like, what if he says some shit like that, dude? And then you're really cooking there.
Yeah, I agree. Because I do think after Gaethje losing it and the way Hooker has, fought recently, like I do think those guys are on more of a title trajectory. Like especially Gaethje never got his shot. He should have already fought for a title, never got his shot.
He's there now, right? He's up. He's out of the featherweight.
I believe.
The new division,
I mean, there's nothing left for him.
Call.
There's nothing left for him
but
to
do.
do.
But he made that call, though, right? He said he's done with featherweight, right? Didn't he say that?
I believe, yeah. I believe
so that's a perfect, like, here you go fight. Like, Renato Moicano wins. You do Moicano versus Max Holloway for the BMF top 5 fight. Like,
yeah, that'd be
because
fire.
who's he going to fight? Michael Chandler? Like, no, or Gamrot, no, and then Dariush is right there, but you got Dan Hooker Gaethje who's right there. So it's either going to be Gaethje, winner of Gaethje Hooker, or Max Holloway, because Dustin Poirier is not going to fight him.
Well, it could be right, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier.
That could be Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway for the BMF.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't know. I would love to see Charles Oliveira versus Renato Moicano. That's like in that division, that's a huge fight for me, just for their jiu-jitsu levels alone. Like,
for sure.
It's a high level
Two
fight.
Tough guys too, man. Holy shit. And that'd be the true test for Moicano.
Shit. That's
Nick, what do you think? Are you kind of in agreement?
Oh, absolutely, man. I think that's perfect. And I mean, Beneil Dariush, I think, is done too. So, I mean, this fight is just going to be a wash, in my opinion.
You think he's on his way out? Yeah, that's kind of. And what's interesting to me is these odds are closer than Merab and Umar. This is.
What?
I mean, Moicano is a -192 favorite.
Oh, I'm hammering the house on Moicano on Saturday
night. Feel like that should be like if anybody's a -300 favorite, it should be Moicano.
Yeah, but they're giving the old Benny boy benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and who knows? Again. Like, Vegas doesn't.
We've seen it happen, dude.
Vegas is weird for
veteran mentality, dude.
We've seen fucking what is his name? That the Canadian dude go in there and get his ass whooped by damn. What's his fuck, dude? I can't remember his name now. Who's the guy that went in there?
Neil Magny.
Neil Magny beat his ass.
Mike Malott.
Mike Malott. He was like a new prospect coming in there to fight the top 10.
Yeah, he was a huge favorite.
Neil Magny and got his ass
whooped. Yeah.
His gatekeepers, man.
And there's something about just that veteran mindset. I mean,
but I feel like Neil Magny's too much, or I feel like Moicano's going to be too much for him.
I do too. I just think he's that dude that breaks his way right into the top 5. Like I think he is at that point. Middleweight. So Kevin Holland fighting at middleweight this time against Rainier de Ritter. Even odds. Even odds here. The Ritter, one fight in the UFC. He beat, he submitted Mearshart.
Yeah.
And then obviously about the prowess of Kevin Holland coming off a loss to Delice where it was an injury. He broke his rib or something, I think.
Yep.
But then had that really nice armbar submission in the first round. Then he lost to MVP. lost to Jack Della Maddalena, beat Michael Chiesa, beat Ponzinibbio. Kevin Holland, dude, I don't know.
He's
I'm
had
starting
a
to get to the
rough,
point.
tough journey, man. He has
Watching
gone through
Kevin
it.
Holland fights to me now is just like I'm not as interested as I once was. It's like
He's had a hard
they
road,
don't
man.
mean shit. There's never gonna be a what's next for Kevin Holland. It's just gonna be Kevin Holland's back again.
Yeah, but they're always fun fights though.
They are. I agree.
Like you want to watch Kevin Holland fight just because of the product that he puts out.
But it's like almost like watching Bobby Green.
Sure,
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, they're great fights, but it's like they're never gonna do anything, furthermore, it's just kind of
and Kevin Holland continues to bounce back and forth between middleweight and lightweight or middleweight and welterweight, and this fight is at middleweight. I
wouldn't be surprised if DeRitter smoked him, and I also wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Holland submitted him.
For sure, yeah. DeRitter's a big boy, dude, and I think you're gonna get into some problems at middleweight when you start fighting true middleweights, guys that are stepping into the octagon at fucking 210, 215, and you also can make welterweight. You're a small middleweight, and you're gonna step in there with somebody that's fucking 210 pounds and 6'5". I mean, I just think that alone. But we really haven't seen a lot from DeRitter. You know what I mean? And we've seen a ton from Holloway. I don't really know. I can't pick Kevin Holland fights anymore.
And I don't really care to be honest. I feel like there's way more value in the prelims with Payton Talbott and even Jailton Almeida, Sergey Spivac. And to me personally, is a better fight.
That's a top 10 heavyweight fight that's on the prelims.
Oh yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I am not ready for that fight. Almeida sucks in my opinion, and I cannot stand watching him fight. And I think that match.
But to be fair, Sergey Spivac Sambo he's a phenomenal Sambo fighter.
Yeah,
I think he's going to have solid throws and takedown defenses to prevent Almeida's takedowns. So
they have almost identical grappling statistics. Takedown average, Almeida averages almost 7 per 15 minutes. Spivac averages 5. Takedown accuracy 59% to 65%. So Spivac actually has the edge in accuracy by percentage. Takedown defense, Jailton Almeida wins that with 75% to Spivac's 70%, but still very even. They're as far as the numbers are concerned, grappling wise, they are very even.
Either way, and Payton Talbott, highest favorite on the card. Got a lot to prove again. Comes in there. If he comes in there and smokes another one, at this point, just give the guy a top 15 fight. I love the UFC for letting these guys kind of build their resumes, but I also hate the UFC when they're like this guy is young. Let that motherfucker get in there with the top 15 guy and just see what's up.
Yeah. So I mean, to put it into perspective, 3 fights ago, Barcelos was fighting Umar and got knocked out by Umar.
Yeah.
He won his last fight against Christian Quinones, 3rd round submission, but he lost to Kyler Phillips. He lost a decision to Kyler Phillips. He got knocked out by Umar. I think he's tough and he's in great fucking shape, but I just don't see a world in which he beats Payton Talbott, and especially the Payton Talbott that we've seen so far. I mean, Payton Talbott's a minus 1,200 favorite for a reason. I don't think you see an upset there. I'm not putting any money anywhere near that fight. Minus 1,200, just no value.
Yeah, because, dude, I'm looking at the top 15 right now. Dude, Payton Talbott's beating Montel Jackson, dude. He's beating Zahabi. He's beating Kyler Phillips, dude. Dude, I almost said he's beating Jose Aldo. Man, that would kill me, dog. We're not gonna get there. He's beating Mario.
Do that yet.
Dude. He's beating Rob Font. That's 9-15, dude.
Right. Yeah, you think there's a world in which he could go right into the top 10?
Yeah. But I want to
He
see what
needs
his
to
skill
win
level
this,
looks like
though.
after this.
He
But
needs
you
to
can,
do this. This is
you
a
can't
necessary
tell
fight.
though. You cannot tell until they fucking fight these people. That's why I'm almost happy that like guys like we saw on Saturday night that have 17-0 records, prospects that are coming in and fighting Christian Rodriguez and getting humbled right off the jump. That's good for them, dude.
It is.
Because now look at Rahul Rojas, dude. He gets humbled.
Yeah, way better.
And then now look at him. He's way better than he was when
I agree.
when he fought Christian Rodriguez, dude. Like
I agree.
Sometimes these guys need to be put in there. Like Bo Nickel should have been thrown. Like he should have been thrown into the fire, bro. He should have been humbled, but he didn't get humbled, dude. Paul Craig could have humbled.
Yeah, he
Bo
just
Nickel,
has,
but
and he has way less fights too. Really, when you think about it, like he's 6-0. You know, Payton Talbott's 9-0.
Yeah,
you know, like Talbot's just been doing MMA longer. That's really all that comes down to.
Yeah,
you know, he's just been a professional MMA fighter longer. He doesn't have the same credentials that Bo does wrestling.
Because I could see, like, I know it sounds weird, but like Nick, you know these type of people, and Murky, you probably do. Like, look at the type of person Payton Talbott is, dude. He's just like a weirdo skateboarder kid who just fucking loves to fight. Like, sometimes those kind of people get bored with shit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
You are not lying, man.
It's just their personality, dude. They're just like weirdos who get bored with shit. Like, what if he just gets bored with fighting, dude? And he's like, and then he just like, I feel like he would not. Like, I feel like he would.
Yeah, he'd be the type of dude to like just walk away from the UFC and like start a clothing brand.
Exactly,
like a scooter
like
brand.
Yeah, just something random as fuck.
Like, dude, he'd get offered like a fucking sponsorship in skateboarding and quit the UFC.
He's got a lot of hobbies.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, get that guy in the fire quick.
Yeah, but so we did kind of already touch on the Zachary Reese, or I did, just because that was announced today. He has a new opponent who will be making his UFC debut. The LFA middleweight champion signed to the UFC, fights 8-1 Zachary Reese on the prelims. Zachary Reese on a 2-fight win streak after losing his UFC debut to Cody Brundage. But you know, Brundage, I mean, Brundage isn't great, but that's not an easy fight for a UFC debut either. So that was kind of a thing, and now he's on a 2-fight win streak, you know, against some tough opponents. So we'll see. We'll see how legit this guy is. It's almost impossible to say, I think, a lot of times, like we already kind of said earlier, like when you see these guys coming from regional MMA, like it's almost impossible to tell.
Yeah, you don't know
what they're going to be like. You know what I mean? So... yeah, I don't know. But fuck it, give me Zachary Reese just for the American. Give me the American.
The boys.
Yeah, give me the American. Nothing really jumps out to me on the early prelims. I'll obviously be tuned in, be watching them, because you never know what kind of moments you get out of those, especially the Rinya Nakamura and Gufarov fight. I feel like it's going to be like a fucking weird banger for some reason. 9-0 Nakamura against 18-6 Gufarov. Yeah, I just feel like these guys are going to beat the fuck out of each other.
Probably.
But I think Nakamura gets that done easy. He's a -500 favorite. They gave Sopaj Ricky Tercios after Sopaj got knocked out against Oliveira, Vinicius Oliveira, back in March. So he's taken almost a year off, which is probably good. But he also is a -355 favorite against Ricky Tercios.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the card is kind of just like meh.
Yeah, so Aline Perez, who, you know, I mean, not great, but she is also on, let's see, a 4-fight win streak.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's on that for sure. We know that. But, I mean, she is on a 4-fight win streak. She's currently the number 13th ranked women's bantamweight, which like isn't even really a real division. But she's fighting Carol Rosa, who is the number 9. Wouldn't be an episode if we didn't mention women's MMA. So we got to deep dive into that one a little bit. But so Carol Rosa won her last fight by decision. I know that's shocking. You would think that it would be a stunning knockout in women's MMA, but it wasn't. It was a decision. I know, it's crazy. But I mean, she's 2-2 in her last 4. I think like it's weird that Perez to me is the underdog in this fight, especially with like the hype that she has around her for her
Shaking
extracurricular
her ass.
activities.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if she goes out and gets another finish, because she does like submission. She got a submission her last win. I mean, I think if she goes out and gets a finish here, she'd be 12-2. She's 11-2 right now. She'd move to 12-2. She's got fans, dude.
Is she used to getting a finish on camera? Right.
I think I haven't seen, so I can't speak on that.
Get finished
But,
on camera.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it ad friendly. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that YouTube money. Anyway.
All right. Yep. UFC 311. Don't forget Jack Della Maddalena versus Leon Edwards got announced today.
Yep.
UFC London main event.
Give me
Banger.
before we get off. Give me a prediction for your what will be fight of the night.
I think Nick called it earlier. I think Jamahal Jiri is going to be fight of the night.
Yes.
Okay.
It could get scrappy, man. Jamal Hill may do better than I think. I still think Yuri's
I
going to
think it's going to be a weird. It's going to be a weird fight, to be honest. Because Jamal Hill get
blood. It's going to get blood. Yeah.
I think Islam Armen's going to be fight of the night.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like a Poirier fight, kind of. I think Islam gets a finish, but it's in the later rounds, and it's like a fucking. You're on the edge of your seat kind of the whole time. I don't think it's like a dominant victory, but I think you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. I think that gets fight of the night. Either that or the co-main. I just think both those fights are really competitive, and you'll get fight of the night between either one of those two. Yeah, but either way, if you're not already, man, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, like the video. Appreciate you listening and watching our UFC 311 breakdown this Saturday. In LA at the Intuit Dome. Fire can't stop the UFC, baby. And yeah, we will be live on our YouTube channel Saturday night as well for a fight companion or watch along, whatever we're gonna call it. And yeah, it should be a good time. So if you're listening to this, make sure you subscribe so you can follow in and stop in and say what's up to us live in the chat on Saturday night to watch along. You boys got anything else before we sign out of here?
No, sir.
Nah, bruh. That's it.
See y'all on the next one, baby. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace.